Let's welcome Scott into the conversation here on Eagle Forum Live from Springfield, Missouri.
Hello, Scott. Welcome.
Thanks for taking my call. My wife has filed for divorce and, of course, has hit a wall and is not willing to work on the relationship. And I just wanted to know what your thoughts are as far as possible reconciliation or rebuilding of our marriage.
Oh, Scott, I'm so sorry to hear that. That is such a tough spot to be in. And usually one of the things that we've found in all the surveys of women is that they kind of feel like they try. And I don't know if this is the pattern in your marriage, but sometimes women feel like they try to get across the message, and then when it doesn't get across, they're not feeling loved or cared for, even though you're probably trying and you don't realize that she's not feeling cared for. They get to a point where they kind of close off their heart, and they wall off their heart, and they feel like there's no hope. And if you're in that process, the key is to show her that you see this and that you get it and that you want to love her well for the rest of your life and you are sorry. And then you have to try to get around the divorce lawyers like we talked about. You know, write her the letters and have it handed to her. Ignore your lawyer's advice to say, don't contact her because they could use it in court. Say whatever you want to say in the letter about how much you love her and appreciate her and want her back and how much you want to reconcile. And, you know, it's one of those things that, yeah, it may go against the lawyer's advice, but this is your marriage. She needs to see that you're fighting for her.
Hello, everyone. Well, that was a clip from Phyllis Schlafly's podcast in which a man calls in, and the title of that podcast, I believe, is The Good News About Marriage. And a quick Google search will reveal that podcast if you want to listen to the whole thing. It's about 50 minutes long. But this gentleman is exactly why I keep hammering home that trad cons are not to be trusted, traditionalist conservatives, whatever it is you want to call them. The horrible, absolutely horrible advice that this woman gives to this man is going to lead him down a number of possible paths, one of which may very well include his eventual suicide. We all know after divorce how high the suicide rate is, but she gives him horrible advice. Right? And it's all about manning up. It's all about meeting some validation of a woman that's already in the process of divorcing this man. Right? Show her that you love her. You know, prove to her that you love her. Earn her back. Get her back. This woman is in the process of divorcing him. And by the way he's saying it, it sure as hell sounds like she initiated that process. And who knows if she's cheating on him? Who knows if she's at fault? Who knows if it was something that she did that led them down to this path of divorce? But the advice that she gives, this traditionalist conservative who's defending marriage, the institution of marriage, the advice that she gives is do whatever it is that you have to do to earn her back. And she even advises him to go against the wishes of his counsel and write her love letters and write her all sorts of, incriminating evidence, potentially incriminating evidence that her lawyers can use against him when it gets to divorce court. She blatantly told him, who cares? Ignore your lawyers. Earn her back. Do what you have to do. And of course, this is all romantic fairy tale bullshit that you see in the movies. And all of this tradcon nonsense is the reason why men are so prone to making this mistake over and over and over again, because they want to believe this fairy tale, right? And women have a vested interest in perpetuating that fairy tale. I just want to keep hammering it home, gentlemen, that these people are not your friends. You could find yourself in the position of being on the unfortunate business end of a female wielding a divorce decree, and this is the advice that you're going to get from these people. So just be warned, gentlemen. Be warned. You're going to get a bunch of generic, defaultive nonsense about winning her back. Winning her back. It's a fantasy. It's Mad Men-esque. You know, it's hearkening back to a period in history, a nuclear family archetype and a masculine archetype that existed perhaps for a few decades, in the most prosperous time of the most prosperous nation, America, during 1950s, when some very well off people, some very well off middle class people had a white picket fence and a job that could house and support a woman and an entire family. Those days are over, gentlemen. That's all I got to say for now. Stay tuned.